Hello and welcome everybody back to a new rebuild, and today we're going to go to League One Reading, where there seems to be an awful lot going on. Reading currently have 4 points deducted, the line round about 21st in the first division, and they just seem to be in a little bit of a financial mess, breaking quite a few financial regulations. They could be docked even more points that come at the end of the season. And we've also got fans boycotting games as well until the owner has sold the club. It's a sad thing to see of any football club. I really hate seeing this happen to football clubs, where now it's just a money-making business. Players not being paid either. I mean, that's another issue that's going on at the club. I mean, that is just... I mean, imagine you're not being paid from your own job. It just doesn't bear thinking about. So in today's video, we're going to try and hopefully get them back on track. Try and get them to the Premiership. Try and make them financially stable as well. And who knows, we may end up having new owners within this rebuild as well. And because of all that, there is no budget. They have got a wage budget of £111,000. Enjoy the best spells in the 2000s. Now enjoying an 11-year barren spell, not having won a competition since 2012. They've still got a history that they can be proud of. They won the English second tier in 2006 and 12 and finishing runners-up once. They won the English third tier in 1926, 86 and 94, and winning the English fourth tier for only the one time in 1979. It might be a little bit of a stretch to say, can we win the FA Cup, can we win the Carabao Cup, the Papa John's or something like that? Who knows? It may still happen that we may win some trophies along the way. So the favoured formation is the 4-4-2 with a couple of the best players in there. Paul, Ballard, Aziz, Elliott, Wing, Ajaria, Guinness, Walkers, McIntyre, Dean, Yadom and Button in goal. A few loan obligations, and the board we can discuss potential. Well, hopefully you won't be here that long, but due to the owner looking to sell the club, we have altered a 5-year plan until the situation has been resolved. We will hold off setting any long-term plans. We just need to be competitive and record a top half finish in the league. So first of all, let's have a look at the money situation. So they have got £2 million in the bank. Like I said, there's no budget. 10% of the transfer revenue is made available. Well, what we can do is, well, we can't even increase the percentage either. So it doesn't look like that we'll be doing much business here unless, well, we haven't got anything in the way of wages either. Debts, if we have a look at that, £83 million. It's a gift loan, repayable on departure. Staffing situation, well, it doesn't look too bad actually, to be fair. We have got staff, so that's good. So looking at the squad then off the bat, I mean, that is what we have got here. So if we have a look at the best players starting from the top, then we've got Andy Yadom, 31 years old, right back, and he's with us for 2 years. Okay, nice. We've also got Makaroru, who is on loan, left winger. Guinness Walker, was he left side? Yes. Harley Dean, defender. Again, pretty decent, but 31 years old. Arvi Ijaria, he is currently injured, left winger. Looks a pretty good player as well. His contract runs out next season and he's on £8 a week. Tyler Binden, centre back, 18 years old. I mean, somebody we can work round, put him in, see if he can do the job. Ballard as well, 18-year-old striker. Nice, but he's only on loan to us. There's a lot of players with a high potential, some young players. So we're going to have to get these players in from the start, I think. See, hopefully they can grow. Like a briefer as well, right back. Okay, looks pretty good as well, actually. Quite quick-ish. 19 years old. I can't pronounce his name, but we'll say Kelvin. Striker, 20 years old. If he's one of our players, then we need to nurture him. Nelson Abbey, centre-back, again. I think what we are going to do, we're going to use our youngsters and possibly put in some of the older ones, some experienced players in there. Bengui as well, right back, centre back, 6 foot. Natural fitness, he can jump sort of. Tackling's not great. Position, okay. Probably not as a centre back then. Charlie Savage as well. Midfield, or do we use a DM position here? I'm very tempted with a 4-4-2 formation that they want to use, but we'll see how many players we've got in them positions. Aziz, right wing, fairly quick. Got some very, very young, talented players. Ben Elliott, right mid, centre mid, Cam. A lot of players with a lot of potential. So we'll have to sort a formation out for that as well. So there's two formations I would like to have a look at. So we want to have a look at the 4-4-2 wing play, which gives us our best 11. It doesn't look that great though, to be honest. And the 4-3-3 with a DM. I've chosen to go with one DM as opposed to two. I mean, that looks slightly better. Two wingers out wide. I mean, that looks the better option for us, I feel. So if we have a look at our best 11 just on the 4-4-2, that's what it comes up at, which doesn't look that bad actually. But if we have a look at the other one, it's a little bit more reserved, I think. We'll have to have a play around with it, I feel. So the only movement in the transfer window, apart from a few loans out, we've let go of Sam Hutchinson. He was on a little bit of a wage, 34 years old as well, stopping some of the youngsters like Charlie Savage coming into the team. On a whole, his stats look really good, but 34 ye'ars old, we've got one hell of a lot of youngsters in the side that can play that role. So that's what we intended to do. Although he's gone to Blackpool and he's played a couple of games for him already, so good for him. We've decided to go with a 4-2-3-1 with two DMs. I've decided to go more attacking. I think Division 1, I think we're too good for that. We were once a Premiership side, don't forget, so we want to try and grab the bull by its horns and get out of this division as quick as possible so the money can come in as well. Finances, because of that player going, we saved about $3,000 a week on wages. We've got just under 3 million in the bank as well, so that's pretty nice. And currently we're still with the same owner, unfortunately. So friendlies, hit or miss. I'm not really too concerned about them at all. It's just getting the right players into the team and giving them all a game time as well. So we started our campaign in the Carabao Cup. We got knocked out by Cheltenham. Cheltenham are in the same league. We lost on penalties to that one, despite an equaliser in the 92nd minute. So that was disappointing not to follow through with that with a victory. But the league, we're unbeaten. We beat Peterborough 3-1. Then we drew Port Vale, beat Cheltenham in the league. So we get our own back on them. We drew Stevenage. I think they were second in the table at the time. And then Exeter, we just smashed 4-1 away from home. We are in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy competition as well, which we've got Cheltenham. We just don't seem to get away from Cheltenham at all. Wickham and Tottenham under 21s. We are currently unbeaten, but we've only won 3 from 5, 7 points. We are 6 points currently off the leaders Blackpool, of which they took our defensive midfielder. Oh, okay, maybe that was a mistake. Fleetwood, Portsmouth, Bolton, Stevenage and Oxford. So some teams in there we have drawn and lost against. I think we drew with Stevenage actually, did we not? Yeah, we did. And we are predicted to finish in the 13th position, being relegated from the Championship. And as you can see, 4 points deducted from ourselves. So we would have been in 11th points and would have been a lot better off. That's for sure. But currently we're unbeaten, so we're on for a good target. So let's simulate our first season. Let's see how we get on. And fingers crossed we can at least get ourselves up into the playoffs. Well, despite having a 4 points deduction, we finished top of the table by 8 points. That is just incredible. We only lost 3 games this fantastic season. 103 goals scored. 39 conceded, only Bolton conceding less. 101 points. Wow, they just could not put us down at all, could they? Even if they deduct any more points now, I think we're in a good position that we would automatically go up anyway. And that in our first season is fantastic. I didn't expect to go up straight away. I expected to fight another season in here while we establish our players. But that is incredible. We don't get anybody the leading goal scorers though, which is weird. But Guinness Walker, he gets the best player of the league with Lewis Wing not far behind. And that is about it. And we also in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. Is that the old Papa John's? I think it is. We go on ahead and win that. Let's have a quick look who it was against Chelsea under-21s. Got top 3 for 3. We did beat Tottenham under-21s 5-2, 4-1 against Wickham and 3-0 against Cheltenham. Quarterfinals we beat Salford 2-0 and in the semi-finals we beat Barnsley. And Chelsea just smash everybody, including Notts County 5-1 in the semi-final. And then we go and hit them 2-0. Well done, lads. And Kelvin, he gets leading goal scorer in that competition with 8. We got knocked out by Cheltenham, as we saw earlier on in the season. And then we lost to Wickham in the FA Cup second round, 2-1. That's disappointing. Who went on to go and win it? It was Liverpool over Wolves. But overall, that's not a bad start to this rebuild at all. Be interested to see what the players are like. But yeah, Aziz, our top goal scorer with 16 goals. Very good. So 18-11 for Aziz. That's not bad going, actually, to be fair. Kelvin 15-1 as striker. Makaru 14-12. Very, very handy. Vickers, he got 12 goals, the 19-year-old striker. He could be our, well, behind Kelvin, I guess. 12-7 for him. 11-10 for Wing. 9-0 for Holmes. He just likes to score goals. He was in defence, actually. That's not bad going, actually. 9 goals from defence. 11 assists for Nibs. 15 assists for Guinness Walker as well. Fantastic. And Yadam, 11 assists as well for the 32-year-old, which if we can hang on to him a little bit longer, then great. If not, then we'll just have to move him along. But it's good to see a lot of other players, including the guys with a lot of potential, like Boyce Clark, our goalkeeper. We did have him locked in. 41 conceded, 20 clean sheets. And he's looking very, very good as well. But like I say, it's good to see that majority of the other players with a lot of potential getting some game time as well, which is really, really good. Right, okay, so the question is, A, have we got new owners? And B, what's the money situation like for next season? So it does look like we may have new owners, so that could be interesting. So the owner leaves in April 24, that's just April just gone, and new chairperson's person takes over with the consortium. Okay, so Reading fans, you've got to wait till April, I'm afraid. And money-wise, there is some money in there, and we looks like at the minute £4 million to play with and a decent wage budget as well. Did they get rid of the debt though? That's the question. Yes, there's no debt either apart from transfer debt. Fantastic. Right, okay, I feel like we can get somewhere now. So once again, the transfers were a little bit restricted. However, we did sell Benji Purcell, a DM or midfielder, 20 years old now. He was 19. We sold him to Bournemouth for £5 million. I'm just beginning to wonder whether that may have been a mistake. He only played one game for us at a 7.4, but I don't know. I'm beginning to wonder, but we couldn't pass £5 million. We only got 10% of the revenue, so £500,000 into the transfer kitty, which that added to what we had already. And we did renewed a lot of contracts, didn't leave us with very much. So sorry, Benji, but we will have a look at your progress through this rebuild, I think. In fact, can I put him onto shortlist indefinitely? And we'll check you out later on in the rebuild. See, we may even bring you back if you're any good. But he's worth up to £10 million now. So, but looking at his stats, I may have made an error. However, from Copenhagen, we do bring in Paul Makuru. He was with us on loan last season. He was absolutely brilliant, and we bring him in as one of the highest paid players at £10,750 a week. Very good season with us last season. 7.09 overall, 13 goals, 9 assists, 5 Player of the Match awards, and he's already got 2-on-1 already this season. Looks superb. 1.7 million. Probably excessive, but that was the only money really we had left to spend apart from wages. We tried to move some of the wages over and it just wasn't bringing anybody up either. So even for freebies, they were asking for a lot of money. But speaking of freebies, we bring in Nathan Ferguson, a right back, 23 years old, looks superb. I know we have got our 32-year-old Yadam, but Ferguson is a lot better, I feel. Reasonably quick-ish. And he's got a lot of potential as well. But he came in as a free. but we did have to pay £14,500 a week for him. So yeah, wages was an issue this season, because now we're in the Championship, everybody wanted a lot more. So with the formation, just a slight change. We're bringing the cam to a CM, but they're going to be on attack anyway. I think Wing's going to be in that position possibly. We'll see what happens. But we've locked Ferguson in. I think he'll be a first choice anyway. He isn't actually, Yadam is. So a few people out on international duty as well. But that is our best side currently. And needless to say, it's gone reasonably well. We've only lost 2 games throughout the whole 2 months. One to Fulham in a friendly, and we lost our second round Carabao Cup tie against Crystal Palace. Only 1-0 though. 9th minute goal by Chris Richards after dispatching of Shrewsbury 2-1 in the first round. The league, even better, 6 for 6 I think it is. 5-1 against Coventry, 3-0 against Watford, Swansea 3-1. We beat Derby 1-0, 2-1 against Birmingham, and Hull 2-1 as well. We're literally on fire at the moment, and I could not be best pleased. This may have something to do with a lot of the youngsters breaking through the ranks. I don't know. We did promote some youngsters to the first team just so we got bodies in, but currently we're doing pretty well. And that shows us with top of the table, just ahead of Forest, who have drawn 1 game against West Brom. So we have got a lot of hard teams to play against, including Huddersfield, Preston, Ipswich, Blackburn. We've even got Sunderland. I think have we beaten Sunderland maybe? I thought we had actually. But currently we're top, and hopefully we'll remain there or thereabouts. And the season preview, even after them 6 wins on the bounce, they're expecting us to go straight back down. But only 150 to 1 odds. But I've not seen odds like that and been stuck at the bottom of the media prediction. That's just insane. And I don't think any of our players are actually in the Dream 11, which is probably expected. So we have got our work cut out. So let's simulate our second season. Let's see if we can disturb these guys up here. And ladies and gentlemen, just look at that, back-to-back promotions. We've just gone and won the Championship by 4 points from Ipswich. It was a 2-horse race in the end. Forest getting the other promotion spot, but 89 points for them. They were level on points with Blackburn actually. We've done it, back-to-back promotion. Watford, Swansea and Rotherham all go down. Wow, we're in the Premiership. We've made it to the Premiership, and that's all from having 4 points deducted, smashing League One, smashing Championship as well, I guess. That is just insane. 30 wins again. 89 goals scored, 42 conceded. I mean, it's pretty insane. Once again, we don't have a leading goal scorer, so that could be a potential issue. I think we do need to get one there. But Nibs getting one of the best players in the league, and he also gets most man of the match awards for ourselves. And McIntyre gets 13 yellow cards, so that's kind of cool. However, we do bow out earlier on in both the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. We know we lost out to Palace 2-1, I think it was. And Sunderland, we lost 4-0 at home. Wow. Who went on to win it? Don't say Sunderland. Villa beat Preston. Well, Preston in the final. After extra time as well. Just not enough juice in the engine then at the end. Wow. But all credit to them. They did get to the final. So looking at our squad, let's goal-wise, we've got Vickers, 19 goals. That's pretty good as well. And he's looking quite good as well at 20 years old. And he's got some way to go also. I mean, his finishing's not brilliant, but he is improving. So over the 2 seasons, if we just have a quick look at his progress, attributes, and we go for the full time, he is improving quite a bit actually. That's quite insane. We have got a relatively young side. I mean, the oldest player being 33, Yadam. He did get some game time as well. I'm not sure where he played there because we did lock in Ferguson. 19-3 for Vickers, Mikuro 10-3, 9-5 for Aziz. It's not as impressive, but a lot of players are scoring goals, which is probably what you want to see as well. And everybody's been getting game time. Everybody played. For some reason, I feel like this is a small squad, but nobody else has gone. Bizarre. Right, okay, more importantly, what are our finances going into the Premiership for next season? We've been given a whopping £37 million to spend. Quite frank, do we really need it? I think we do need to get one or two big players in, but if we can do that and not disrupt it too much, I think we're on to a good one. But we've only got £6 million in the bank. Decisions to be made. Do we bankrupt the club again? Or, any debts? There's no debt still, so it's still pretty clear. That is a lot of money. Right, the transfer window went pretty well. We brought in a bunch load of players, and I'd like you to meet them. So the first player up is Giuliano Simeone. £2 million from Atletico Madrid. Looks pretty decent to sit up top to give Vickers a run for his money as well. So I've got two decent forwards now, so I'm really happy about that. And he looks pretty good as well. Now for only £650,000, the 24-year-old Enzo Baranecchia, pretty decent. We could make a pretty good return on him as well. To sit as a DM, you can play midfield as well if need be. Being in the Premiership now, we needed solid players, and I think again we got some other players, and we couldn't get high-end players, even one or two of them, because we're just not that lucrative of a club. But we managed to bag this one, and I'm quite pleased with. From Manchester City, a right or left winger for £4 million is Filip Stefanovic, 22 years old. Probably still yet to prove himself, but again, a player that can play either side, midfield, attacking. Going to be quite versatile. From Bristol City though, for £12.5 million, we bring in a centre-back. I wanted somebody stronger, another centre-back ready, because we did offload a few, and some are out, and some have gone out on loan as well. But Hayden Roberts cannot join Abbey and McIntyre at the back, with Bindon in there as well. He's still got a lot of potential also. We also still to Heath Chong from Luton for £11.5 million. Now he can play left wing, he can play cam, he can play midfield. I think we're going to be locking him in as midfield, or cam actually. I think we may have changed the formation, and I'll tell you a reason for that as well soon. But he looks pretty good as well. 25 years old, lot of experience, and still room to grow as well. And that concludes the transfers, and this is the new formation. We've pushed our midfield into cam to suit Chong. Really, I'm sure he can play a different position in that as well. Maybe shadow striker might help us. Yeah, that was the reason for that really, and the fact that our pre-season didn't go well at all. 2 losses, 2 draws, another loss there to Lazio 2-0, which isn't too bad a result, I don't think. We did beat Southampton in the first game in the Premiership 2-0 with Simeone and McIntyre both scoring. Then we lost to Manchester United and Liverpool. I mean, what a start to the Premiership campaign. Liverpool and Man United, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Although we do get past West Ham in the Carabao Cup second round on penalties. Vickers scoring the all-important goal to get us there. And now we play Leeds. But I don't think we're going to pull off a season like we did the last 2. We are lying in 13th position currently. We're only 6 points off the leaders. 5 points away from relegation as well, so I'm pleased as such. Another win will be up there or thereabouts, so I'm not too concerned just yet. But the fact that we've played United and Liverpool already, it's harsh. And as expected, we're predicted to finish bottom of the table. 1,000 to 1 to win league. I'm not expecting us to win the league. It's not going to be like the other 2 seasons, like I say. The fact that we've managed to get here in 2 seasons, I'm happy. We just need to survive, and that's all we need to do, and just repair our finances. Forest and Ipswich, who came up with us, are predicted to go back down as well, but as long as we can stay up here or thereabouts, we'll get some money for it. So let's simulate our 3rd season, and fingers crossed we will survive. We just escaped relegation by 3 points. Largely helpful to the 2 wins in the last 5 games and a draw possibly. Everton get relegated, and they are in the Champions League, bizarrely enough. They must have, I'm guessing they may have won the Europa League, maybe. Let's have a quick look, because being relegated and in the Champions League, that seems, that's crazy. Yeah, they did. They won the Europa League against Lazio 2-0. But we didn't do too bad, though. We did survive. 9 wins, 10 draws, 19 losses. And we only scored 36 goals. One of the least in the league. There's only Bournemouth, Ipswich and West Ham that scored less than us. Wow, we need to improve on that. Maybe it was the formation, I don't know, but maybe the formation helped us. But we only conceded 57 though, which isn't too bad when you think about it, really. No surprises at all that we're nowhere near the charts at all. But how did we do elsewhere? We got knocked out by Arsenal in the FA Cup. Where are we? 3-2 in the end. And we were at home, so that was a close call as well. And the fourth round by Arsenal again in the Carabao, this time being spanked 4-2 at Arsenal. At least we managed to score 2 goals against them twice. Squad-wise, though, it looks like everybody's taken a hit. Wow. Okay, some of these players are obviously not getting as much game time as they had done in the previous seasons. But if we go by who's done what, Mari Clark, who's out on loan, 16 goals. I don't think he'll be good enough for the Prem. Possibly not. Where was he at? He was at Wickham. Okay, League One. Simeone, 12 goals. Vickers, 7 goals. We really did struggle, I think. Vickers has come down a little bit, though. Is that 21? Still looks pretty reasonable. But again, for the Premiership, I don't think some of these players are good enough. But to be honest, we could particularly nurture him and Simeone up front. Maybe we go 2-prong attack up front, possibly. Maybe change the formation altogether. So overall, he's still going up by a fair bit. His finishing's gone up by 1. Quite a lot of attributes going up still. So possibly we may we probably will hang on to him anyway as a very good backup if we get somebody else in. Makuru as well, 7-3, 6-5 for Tahith Chong. Not doing too bad in that attacking formation. Stevanovic, 7 assists. We struggled out on the wing, but he's only 23 years old. And Baron Kachia, 4 goals and 3. Not bad from the DM position as well. 54 goals conceded by Clark, though. Again, he's only 23 years old. I think he's got the potential to go even better, which he has. And Nelson Abbey, he played 41 games. Not an awful lot of contributions, but probably helped keeping the goals down. Hayden Roberts, we did lock in 35 games. Again, nothing from him. Nathan Ferguson, 39 games. He did get 1 assist. So we did struggle on a whole there. So next season, well, we've been given £50 million, slightly more than what we have in the bank, but it's in the right direction. I don't think we'll have a problem spending that. It's who we bring in. Do we bring in a load of players again, or do we concentrate on just a couple of positions? Again, a little bit of movement in the transfers as we start with the outs once again. There's a couple of players gone out to the free, like Yadam. He's gone now. He's gone to Astana Kotoko, I think it is. A few other players going out on loan. We do lose Charlie Savage. He's gone to Blackpool for £250,000. He wasn't getting much game time. And he seems to have dropped off a little bit anyway. And same with Mbengi. He's gone to Wigan for £550,000. And then just recently we have just lost Jamari Clark. He's gone to Hoffenheim, the young forward. He had a good season with Wickham. But unfortunately, I don't think for the Premiership he would be good enough. So in the place we bring in Sam McCallum from Leeds, £9.5 million left back. We have got Abbey that can play there, but he's more centre back. Guinness Walker, he's done relatively well, but again we just needed more bodies in here, another replacement in case anybody else was injured, and Sam can do the job. In fact, he's done well for us already. He's played 4 games, a goal to his name. And he did quite well in the friendlies as well, 2 goals and 2 assists. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he'll do well this season and keep his place. From AC Milan, for £10 million, we bring in Marco Pellegrino, centre-back option. We've got Abbey, we've got Roberts. Roberts has been pushing into the DM role. It allows Pellegrino to come into the centre-back option. So we have got relatively good centre-backs, but again, bringing high-profile players to the club has been relatively hard. And then our most expensive signing from Everton, who just got relegated, Alexander, 22 years old, very high potential, looks reasonably well, and he can play at DM, left back, right wings, midfield. Very, very versatile. He can play alongside Enzo Baranachia. Tahith Tong can play midfield or cam. But I'm very happy with this deal though. But £33 million seems excessive. But we need to bring in top players like this. And from Everton, I think he'll do reasonably well. Formation, we have changed it slightly. We've gone for an anchor position here in the DM role, and we've gone shadow striker, and we've changed the inverted winger to a winger on support. Both wingers on support this season. I think it was a bit too ambitious going attacking full throttle. So we just have the two centre with Tahith Chong probably playing in that position. Also got Simeone and Vickers that can play up top as well. Everything was going okay until we played the Carabao Cup second round, where we lost to Southampton on penalties. But we did draw with Chelsea in our first game at 1-1. With Simeone getting the goal and then Mudrik's equalising for Chelsea. We did beat West Ham 2-1. I think we beat them in the Carabao Cup second round last season, and we beat them again this season. Chong and Ben Elliott getting the winner on 92 minutes. Forest, we smashed 3-0 at home, and then we lost to Newcastle 4-2, despite pulling one back before Lewis Hall got the fourth goal for Newcastle to extend their 2-goal lead. Currently, we're lying in 6th position. It's quite surprising, I'm not going to lie, but 7 points, 5 behind Arsenal, who are 4 for 4 currently. We are ahead of Manchester United though. Who did they lose to? Liverpool 3-1. Okay, fine. Liverpool are down there as well, and Tottenham. Wow, okay, that'd be a surprise if we end up finishing above them. And surprise, surprise, we're still locked at the bottom of the media predictions. Although Forest now are 17, 300 to 1, but Leeds, Luton and Burnley, who have been promoted, are near the relegation again. So again, this season, it's more about survival than anything else. Season 4 goes by and we survive yet again, which is absolutely stunning news. We even claim a couple of places as well. 14th position this season. We still lose 19 games. However, we did win 11 and only drawn 8 this time. We did score a lot more goals, which is a lot better for us, and conceded, I think, slightly more again. But saying that, we are in the Premiership, and it's more points as well, although we did have a torrid finish towards the end of the season. Arsenal win the league from Tottenham and Man City. Liverpool finished in 7th, United finished in 9th. Wow. And West Ham, Burnley and Luton all go down. Maybe it might be worth raiding some of them teams going into the final season. We did have Stefanovic with the most assists for the season. That is brilliant. Oh, and McCallum, 12 yellow cards, the most picked up by a player for the season as well. Haaland, 29 goals. Yakubu for Forest, 18. And Tony as well, 17. I'm really impressed with Stefanovic. 15 assists this season. Fantastic stuff. We, however, get knocked out by Arsenal yet again. We seem to hit Arsenal and then they just go and beat us and knock us out. This time we didn't score. We lost 2-0 at Arsenal. Probably didn't stand a chance at all, unfortunately. Did they go on to win it? They did, actually. So we lost to the eventual winner. So I'm not too upset about that. And then obviously we lost to Southampton in the second round on penalties. And who went on to win that? Aston Villa. So the squad-wise, let's have a quick look. So we have got 2 players on double figures, Chong and Simeone. 13 goals apiece. Now, assuming it was Chong, he was on shadow striker, I think he's wanted as well. And Simeone, is he wanted as well? Of course he is, by Hertha Berlin. Okay, he's worth, I mean, I thought our players were worth a lot more than that. Alexander, though, he's £56 million worth. Wow, 29 million for Pellegrino. He's looking good as well now. Fantastic. And Stefanovic, like I say, 15 assists. But again, we are struggling for goals. Maybe it's the formation. Maybe we do need to change it. But 56 conceded by Clark this time. Again, a good goalkeeper, 24 years old. Let's have a look, see what's his progress for the duration of this rebuild so far. He has gone up a lot. 4 in decision making. Nice. 2 on one-on-ones. 1 on reflexes. His strength and stamina have gone up as well. You know what? That's not bad going for a young goalkeeper at all, is it really? He's been with us from... Has he been with us from the start? I think he has. And he said the last couple of seasons where he's conceded more than normal. Who's played in his place then? Have we got another goalkeeper, I wonder? Maybe a youngster that came in from the ranks, maybe. Because looking at this, we haven't got another goalkeeper. We need to get that one sorted as well in case he gets injured. Right, okay, so finances then. What have we got going into next season? Another 50 odd million pounds. Fantastic stuff. And we've got 40% of the transfer revenue as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to ask for a little bit more. We're going to be greedy to see if we can get any more. Why not ask for the more budget as well? Oh, that's next. Okay, that's next season's budget. That's no good to us. We want it. Actually, they might class it as next season. Who knows? But 50 odd million pounds. I'm sure we can do something with that and maybe strengthen our back line again, or maybe the midfield. Well, with that £50 million, we managed to spend majority of it, I have to say. £9 million from Leon, Sinali Diamonde. Centre-back looks pretty good. Pacey, acceleration. He's very strong. He's got good heading as well. And can he jump? Sort of. Good tackling. Positioning is not too great, but another stalwart defender that we can have at least challenging for a first team place. Next up, from relegated Burnley, £11.5 million. We're bringing Nico Williams right back. He can play on the wing as well, but again, another player that I think is going to be pretty good. He's pretty good in the game, and he's 26 years old. I would have expected him to be a little bit better than that, I have to say, but physicals looks pretty good. He can cross the ball and dribble, and I think out of all the right backs that were on offer, he was the best option. From Salento for £17.5 million, Jayden Anthony comes to the club. A lot of money spent on this one. Makuru's doing okay, but not doing enough in my opinion. But this guy is very, very quick. He can dribble the ball as well. He's got good off-the-ball skills, but I think he'll give him a run for his money. And I think we may have locked him in on that left-hand side. The only downside being he is 27 years old, but he comes with a bag of experience. Playing for Bournemouth in the Premiership, Leeds, Sunderland, and obviously having some time in Italy. And from Cremonese, £4 million, Alessandro Plizzari. Now, he is going to challenge Clark for the number 1 jersey, I feel. He looks pretty good. One-on-ones looks really good. Communication, aero reach. He can jump as well. He's got good reflexes. Pretty much everything you want in a goalkeeper, and definitely going to be challenging Clark, I feel. So like I say, we've locked in Anthony. We've also locked in Simeone as a pressing forward. This time it seems to be his preferred position, so we're going to let him have a go on that. He scored 3 goals for us already, and Jayden Anthony scored 4 for us already this season. The only other change is we've switched to the 2 DMs, one into the midfield now. Needless to say, we're not struggling this season at the moment. Friendlies went okay. We lost the testimonial with Millwall, but then the Premiership campaign started off with a thumping 4-2 victory over Aston Villa. Followed that up with a 3-0 thrashing of Spurs. Barakachia, Anthony and Williams all scoring. Then we got smashed by Haaland and Man City. But we did beat QPR in the Carabao Cup second round. Drew with Brighton 2-2 at home. Then we beat Villa again, this time in the Carabao Cup third round. Beating them 3-2 with 2 goals in the first 5 minutes, which now we play Everton. Are they back in the Premiership? They are back in the Premiership. And then look at that, we play Liverpool straight after. We're currently lying third in the table. Well, I'll take that all day long. Whether or not we'll stay there is another matter. Manchester United are down in 13, Tottenham 12th. And any other big surprises there? Bournemouth bottom, Forest are down there, Leicester, Brighton, Everton 15th. So judging by that, we should beat Everton in the next round, but I'm not holding my breath just yet. And as you would expect, we're predicted to finish bottom of the table yet again for the 3rd season running. 1,000 to 1 now to win the league. Although Man City are expected to win it from Arsenal this season. So into the final season then, folks. Let's see if we can survive yet again and maybe pull off a shock result and finish in the top 10 maybe. Once again, we finish mid-table-ish, 13th position, pretty safe from relegation by a clear 20 odd points. I'd say we're a lot comfortable this time round. We are 17 points behind 7th place Manchester United and only 13 behind Southampton, who finish in a Conference League spot in 8th position. We've done really well. I think we've defied the odds each season since we've been in here, and our position has improved each season. Not surprisingly, we are not top of the any chart list. Haaland getting 38 goals this season. Although Nico Williams and Callum, 16 and 11 yellow cards, topping the charts on that respect instead. We also get knocked out in the 5th round of the FA Cup to West Ham, which we've done pretty well against in the cup competition, so I'm bitterly disappointed, losing 3-0. The 4th round we beat Wolves 1-0 away from home, so that's a really good result. And 3rd round we beat Crawley 6-1. Final was won by Manchester City over Chelsea. And in the Carabao Cup we get to the quarter-finals, losing out to Tranmere on penalties. That's insane. Of League 2 as well. We had a really good chance of going to the final in this competition, although Tottenham, West Ham and Liverpool all went through. But that's disappointing. It was Spurs that beat Liverpool in the final in that competition. But we have done a lot better in the cup competition since coming back to the Premiership, that's for sure. So 17 goals for Simeone, 17 and 6. Chong, 15 and 7. Jadon Anthony, 5 assists with 8 goals. Vickers, 5 and 2. Still getting some game time, but I think there will be time for another forward in that respect. Baranechea, 5 and 2 in 40. Alexander, 4 and 9. 9 assists, that's not too bad. But again, not many assists. And nobody really standing out. Our goalkeeper Clark though, 66 conceded in 45, and our other goalkeeper didn't really get any game time at all. Neither did McIntyre or Craig actually. Wow. Right, just before we go, as I like to do so, is have a look at the records, see if we have broken any in the time that we have been here. We have won 3 cup competitions, 2 leagues and a cup. I mean, that's more than I could ever have asked for, especially getting to the Premiership in 2 consecutive seasons. Okay, the highest attendance was against Arsenal in the Premiership, 34,500 people. Highest gate receipts, 677,000 against Hull in the FA Cup 3rd round in 2027. And what's this one? Lowest attendance was against Spurs under 21s in the Bristol Street Movers the year that we won it. Biggest win? No, we didn't get anything there. There's a 2024 high scoring match, 8-2 versus Wickham in the League 1. Kalen Vickers, he got most overall goals, 19 in a season. Highest average rating was Guinness Walker, 7.19, 23-24 season. Our oldest player was Yadam at 34 years old. Most goals by a player in a league match was Simeone, 4 against Fulham in the 4-1 victory in the league. Most assists by a player in the season was Stevanovic, 15. Most clean sheets by a player was Clark with 20. Most player of the match awards in the season, 8 by Aziz. Well done. From most matches without conceding, 5. From January 24 to February 24 as well. I think that is about it. It is. Most transfer fee paid was for Alexander from Everton for the £33 million. So we did break a couple of records, which I'm quite impressed with actually, to be perfectly honest. So that's where we're going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you did enjoy that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Smash that like button, share the video, and we'll see you on the next one.